This episode is sponsored by the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. July's featured entertainment includes Mammoth WVH on the 19th and Danae Hayes on the 20th. Details and tickets at HollywoodCasinoCharlestown.com. Also enjoy complimentary beverages when playing with your Penn Play card. Visit the Penn Play Center to sign up. Must be 21 to enter the casino floor and attend a show. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Sugar Bear performs live with EU Experience Unlimited this Friday night at Capital One Hall in Tysons, Virginia, before his birthday bash at Bethesda Theater in Bethesda, Maryland on July 26th and 27th. He joined me to discuss his journey from growing up listening to rock music in DC before Chuck Brown told him to switch to go-go, landing the smash hit "Da Butt" on the soundtrack of Spike Lee's School Days. Hey, Sugar Bear. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on WTOP in DC.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes,
It's a beautiful, beautiful hot day outside.
Oh my gosh, it's been really hot this summer, actually.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's summer. It's summer. That's what we want.
A little hot weather, some go-go music in the nation's capital. It kind of all goes together, if you ask me. But,
yes, indeed. That's what it's all about.
and it's not going to
Having
be
fun in the summertime.
exactly, and it won't get any hotter than at the Capital One Hall in Tysons, Virginia on July 12th, because you, Sugar Bear, are going to be fronting the iconic go-go group EU Experience Unlimited. It's been busy for you this month, right? Didn't you just play at the Hamilton? I think you got Bethesda Theater later this month, and then you got this Capital One Hall. Man, where do you find the time to hit all
Yeah,
these?
July, all the summer months. I'm just so grateful to God that just all the stuff that's happening, man. It's like I love it. The busier we are, the better we sound.
Yeah, exactly. Well, before we get to the Capital One, how was the Hamilton one? Was that like a July 4th weekend kind of a party?
That's the thing we do every July 3rd at the Hamilton. For the last 5 years, it's been very successful and sells out early, and it was a great party. A lot of people look forward to it now.
Yeah.
But the day before 4th of July, so it was
Yeah.
a party and it was a blast.
And you were with Rare Essence too, I believe.
Yeah, us and Red Essence, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. And then the birthday bash thing coming up too. Is that
Oh yeah, that's at the Bethesda Theater on July 26th and the 27th. That's my birthday party. We had to do two shows because of all the love that DMV gives us, and I'm grateful. Plenty of surprise guests, plenty of new guests. So come on out and have some fun. And it's almost sold out, so don't wait too long. But don't say I ain't tell you.
is that an annual thing too? Every birthday that rolls around, you do that too?
Yeah, I do my birthday party, but not just at Bethesda. But for the last 4 years, I've been there. So
Gotcha.
people like the atmosphere. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. All right. Well, we will tease that, but first, you don't have to wait until then. You can come out to Capital One Hall in Tysons, Virginia.
Oh yeah, that's the party. That's the kickoff for everything
exactly.
right there. That's the party. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. You everybody come out gonna want more. I'm guaranteed. I'm saying it right now. You're gonna want more. So when it's live, it's no jive.
And it's live, it's no jive. And you know what? We'll make it it's going to be a whole month of celebration. You did it to Hamilton, and then go to Capital One Hall, and then round it out at Bethesda. Don't miss any of them.
That's right.
And what are we going to hear? I assume all of the greatest go-go hits from over the years.
All the
You mix in
greatest
anything new?
some new stuff, and a little rock and roll, a little, of course, majority go-go music. But we always throw in some maybe a cover here and there, but mainly it's all EU from the beginning to now.
That's awesome.
EU Freeze, you name it, we got it. Come on and get it.
Well, speaking of EU to now, whenever I have a legend on like yourself, I love to sort of remind people of your superhero origin story. I know you were born as Gregory Elliott, and you were in North Carolina, right? But you moved to DC when you were like 2 years old or something?
I was 2 years
remind us
old.
how that worked out.
I've been here ever since. When you're a baby, you go where your parents go.
Yeah.
So we migrated from North Carolina and came up here, and I've been here ever since. So I'm really like a North Carolina Washingtonian.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's all right. I think they rooted for the burgundy and gold down there for a while until they got the
Oh
Panthers.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah, they
all,
still
yeah.
do. Some people, yeah, the older ones, they still do.
Yeah, but you're basically DC. You were too young to really remember anything down in Carolina. You DC's basically all you've known from your conscious years.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right. So, what part of DC did you grow up? Where did your family set? Was it southeast, or where did you
North man,
actually
northeast and southeast. Yes,
northeast and south?
northeast and southeast. Yep.
What neighborhoods? I'm trying to like in your formative years, either as a kid or like a
Northeast.
teenager.
Yeah, northeast. I came up when we came to Washington D.C. It was on Dick Street, Dix, northeast, right off of Nanny Hallenberg's Avenue, and after that we moved to Valley Green Public Housing in Congress Heights area, Washington D.C. And
Okay,
that's where Sugar Bear was born in and all that stuff. Yeah,
that's where
yep.
Sugar Bear was born.
Yeah, yeah. Ever since middle school, we've been nonstop,
Awesome.
and
Well,
that's what people know me by.
and so what sort of music are you listening to in those days, before you even formed EU, in I guess what, like the mid 70s, before like right in the run up to that, what music are you listening to that would go on and inspire you guys, you think?
Of course, you come up with the R&B, the Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, James Brown, Mandrill, But when I got to Blue High School, I was just a rockhead with Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, you know. It was a whole new era, Grand Funk Railroad, Earl Smith, you name it.
Yeah.
And I love Ozzy Osbourne and Randy Rhoads, one of the greatest guitars I ever heard. Besides Jimi Hendrix, my favorite. It's amazing, man. And Van Halen. I mean, you name it. I just love rock and roll. I love it. I
Oh,
love it.
that's great. So
Love it.
grew up with all the Motown greats and then infuse a bunch of that Hendrix and all the other and Zeppelin, all the great guitar groups, and out comes Sugar Bear,
Oh
baby.
yeah, that's right. That's
All right.
correct.
So how do you meet the EU guys and officially form Experience Unlimited? Were those guys you went to school with, or did you meet and
Yeah,
just
they
kind
went. Yeah, the original band. All of us went to Blue High School,
of okay?
and we collaborated up there. Because we wanted to meet girls, and all the basketball players and football players had all the girls at school. So we wanted to do something, man, to get in. And so we could all play individually. We never played together as a band, so we put together a band, to audition for the talent show. And there it was. We won the talent show. See all the raw talent, and then we got to open up for Chuck Brown. That was my introduction to go-go music,
Oh my gosh,
right
that's
there.
great. We just interviewed Chuck Brown's son Wiley Brown like a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago, and
Wiley, yeah, great guy. Yeah, great guy, man.
oh, he was so great. And well, we've also talked to Big Tony of Trouble Funk, and now you all like. I feel like we're just listing like the Mount Rushmore of DC go-go groups right there,
Yeah,
baby.
you got it. Yeah, Big Tony, Chuck Brown, and Rare Essence.
Yeah,
And I would even say Junkyard. We all
yeah.
carrying the torch. We carrying the torch. So yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, we got to throw Junkyard Band in there, of course.
Yeah.
Great. So then talk about sort of what the go-go scene was like back in that day, because you said you formed for like school dances or school talent
Right.
shows and stuff.
Right.
But when you're going out and playing some clubs, are they just there in Anacostia, or are you going all over all different parts of the city, or what were some of like the big places you would play?
Well, the biggest place, every band wanted to play was the Panorama Room, in Southeast Washington. And you had the Washington Coliseum. We
Mhm.
always did recreation and things like that after school parties. But the big thing was when I was coming up to the Panorama Room because Chuck Brown was playing there
Yeah.
once a week. And that was everybody's go-to place, or everybody's, oh, we got to play that market so we can get in, so we can learn, so we can do this, so we can grow. And that's what it was. We got
Awesome.
in there and we didn't do too good, but we got in there. We was playing rock music. They wanted to hear party music. You see the difference? So, and Chuck Brown was a definitely a great top 40 go-go cranking band, and it was sounding good. So Chuck pulled me to the side. They said, son, you got a lot of talent, but you got to play what people want to hear. And that's all I needed. And that was my light switch.
Oh.
My light switch came on, and that was a Friday night. And next Monday we was playing go-go music. Never stopped
Oh,
since then.
that is great. I didn't realize that you were rocking out a little bit, and it was Chuck Brown that pulled you aside and said, you know, you're a talented
Yeah,
rocker and everything, but you need to play some party music that people can dance to."
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's great. Well, if Chuck Brown obviously, you know, had gone mainstream with Bustin' Loose there at the end of the 70s, and I guess your all's
Right.
big mainstream, nationwide, world renowned would be Debut in 1988.
Yes,
Uh,
that's correct. Yes.
that topped the R&B charts and even went really high on, you know, on the, you know, the mainstream Billboard Hot 100 or
Yeah,
whatever you want to call
yeah.
it.
And
I know it was,
got Grammy nominated. Never forget that. Grammy nominated.
how
That
can
means
you
a lot.
forget?
Yeah,
Grammy
that's real.
nominated. Well,
Yeah.
I want to. Obviously, it was on the School Days soundtrack. I want to get to that in a second because that really helped blow it up. But just before that, like, just in terms of like the actual song as a piece of music, that song as a dance song, like, do you remember putting that together, like in studio, coming up with the yeah yeah? Like, how did that come? Was that something you guys
Yeah,
were
that
playing in
came
clubs
about
or?
with Spike Lee's vision and Marcus Miller, one of the greatest bass players I've ever seen in my life. And that's where the collaboration came from. And I sung my little hooks like Shirley got a big old butt, Irene got a big old butt, and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that. I even played bass on it a little bit, but Marcus played the whole foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a man, that was a great experience. I never recorded like that. Never met Marcus Miller like that. Never met Spike Lee like that. And
Yeah.
it was just all at one time. And then after all that, I still didn't believe the record. I thought the record was okay, but it wasn't nothing I was used to doing. And then finally, it just went from zero to number one. Hot. I mean, out right out the press, right out the box. And that blew my mind out. And nobody was ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. My manager wasn't ready for it. It went straight to the top.
Yeah.
And the demand and broaden horizon ever since Bustin' Loose, it wasn't nothing that people knew about go-go music. So when the butt came out, they was like, wow, this stuff is hot. And so it opened up the floodgates for our culture. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was good. It was
Yeah.
good, man.
For our
Definitely good.
culture and put suddenly everyone in America that was going to see, you know, Spike Lee's movies associated
Right.
DC music. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you brought DC to a well beyond our borders. It went
Right.
everywhere.
Much needed. We needed that. We
Yeah.
needed that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it was EU that did it. I'm glad.
So cool. It's so cool. Everyone knows and loves that song. So wait, just to clarify, are you saying so was the song, were you putting it together before or specifically for School Days? Like, did Spike Lee reach out and said I need a song, and you put it together for that
Nah,
soundtrack?
the song was already formatted.
Okay.
So it was strictly written for the School Days movie. That's correct. Yeah,
That's
it's written for that.
Talk about it as a movie itself. Like when you go to see that, obviously it's really cool hearing your song in it. But
Yeah.
what about the movie itself? Like, did you have a favorite scene?
Oh
Was
yeah,
it,
the movie
you
was
know,
number one movie at the box office.
yeah,
And so you had a number one movie, you had a number one video with the Butt video, and you had number one song.
yeah,
All that was just like that's an artist from an artist perspective, that's a dream.
yeah.
We had all that at one time. It was amazing. And still getting love over it today, years later. It's amazing, man.
Do you
It's
have a favorite
amazing.
scene? You have a favorite scene from the movie? I just watched it again a couple of months ago. Like, what is it? Good and bad hair, or there's
Right. Yeah,
some famous
yeah.
stuff.
The
I mean, like,
wannabes and the jigaboos.
yeah,
I love the whole party scene when we was at the supposed to been a splash party, but we was inside the gym. It was
yeah,
so cool, man. It was so cool.
yeah.
That was really a party. That was a party.
And you hadn't really seen sort of the Black college experience on screen. I mean, you'd get like John
Uh,
Singleton's Higher Learning like a
right,
decade later, but that really
right.
paved the way in a
Yeah,
lot of
that
ways.
really like opened up the floodgates for a lot of like different world and things like that. You know, that was a yeah, you're right. That has never been done, but I'm glad to be a part of it as well. So a lot of people reminisce. They go back. Say, "Wow, I remember." I said, "Yeah, thank you for letting us be a part of
Yeah.
your remembrance."
So do you think that it goes both ways? Like on one hand, you thank Spike Lee for helping, put you guys on the national map, but does he ever thank you as well? Because he'd only done She's Gotta Have It before that. Like, this was School
Exactly, that's
Days
correct.
was before Do the Right Thing, which maybe is his masterpiece. And
Yeah,
then
he's.
now,
I mean, he's a great writer. He
yeah,
has his own style, like every other producer, and he definitely thanked him. I definitely thank him for what he done for us. And the movie just took off. He had a great vision, and it worked.
absolutely,
It
absolutely.
worked to 100%. It worked, and as you can see, that's why we're talking right now. And
Absolutely.
yeah, that's what it's all about, man.
Did you happen to catch, speaking of one more on the movie topic, but did you happen to catch the Oscars a few years ago when Glenn Close and a bunch of actors were
Oh yeah,
dancing to the
yeah,
butt?
yeah. Now, actually, I'm gonna tell you the story about that. Now look at that, Glenn Close. Back then, that was like 4 or 5 years, yeah, about 4 years ago. No, yeah, about 3 years ago. Because we was in coming out of the Corona
The pandemic,
situation,
pandemic, yeah.
pandemic, right? And I was watching the Lakers because I'm a Laker fan, right?
Okay.
And my phone just started ringing like back to back, and getting all these texts and all that. And they would say, "Turn to Channel 7, the Oscars. They playing the butt. Glenn Close is performing the butt." I say, "What?" So I did it. I caught it in time. Amazing, man. I thought that was everybody that everybody was going through mental breakdowns and the corona, all the deaths that we had.
Yeah.
I think that was a bright moment in our history because it made everybody feel good again.
That's such a good point. Yeah, well, it was such a dark, depressing time, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
ever
And
this
you saw
happy
that, and
moment. Yeah,
right, and it said, hey, this is really good, and there it was. Yep.
and in a weird, it was almost like a bizarre time travel moment because Glenn Close had done Fatal Attraction a year before School
Oh
Days
yeah,
came
yeah.
out.
Remember that?
Yeah, but it was right before School Days, and now all of a sudden they're
Yeah.
paired
That
together on
movie. That
screen. I
movie.
was like, what are we watching?
Yeah, that movie scared me straight, man. I was like, whoa, you
Everybody,
can't play with no
freaky.
woman's feelings, man. That's crazy.
Not going to
She
be
did it. She
ignored.
did a
Not going
great
to be
job on that.
ignored. Sugar Bear.
Oh yeah, that's real. That's real, man.
Freaky, all-time
Yeah,
villains right there. All right,
yeah,
well, I've tangented on movies long enough, but I want to hit a couple of the other big songs because yeah, The Butt was huge, and then after that, I guess you signed with Virgin Records for Living Large, that
right.
album '89. Tell me about Buck Wild because that was a pretty big hit. I think it was in
Yeah,
what top 10
Buck
R&B,
Wild
right?
landed number
Yeah,
seven on the top 10 R&B chart, and that was another dance, another party song.
yeah.
And it kept us going. Then we had another number one with Salt and Pepper, Shake Your Thing. That was a big record. You know what I mean? Then we had Chase Your Love, a number two. So everything that we put out nationally went in the top 10. So I was blessed with that. We are blessed with that, and it kept EU name getting bigger and bigger around the globe.
Yeah.
And that's the God honest truth, man. It's amazing.
And what was it like
It's
working with Salt and Pepper?
Oh, that was cool, man. It's like we was all, they remember they was hot, Salt and Pepper was all they hot with. They had Push It and
Yeah.
all these other records, and then we merged together and did Shake Your Thing. Both of us the number one record, so I was very happy. And we collaborated. They put it on their album, and we put it on ours. So
Yeah.
it was so cool. It was so cool, man. It was great. They're good young ladies. I love them even to this day. I love them still, like yesterday.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny you said that like yesterday. All this stuff feels like just yesterday, but hard to believe this we're talking like 30, 35 so years ago now. Are you
Right. That's what
why do
good
you
music
think
does. It doesn't get old.
why do you I wanted to ask you, why do you think it still it still resonates. People you could put on the button now and actually
Right.
I was just at this charity event a couple weeks ago. My wife and I went. The butt comes on and everyone's dancing to it. Why do
See what
you
I'm
think
saying?
that is?
It's a hit record and it's a party song. It's a friendly party song.
Yeah.
And there it is. It's like remember the record The Twist back in the day,
Of
way back.
course.
And it's just like that. You
What,
put the
Chubby
twist on,
Checker?
Chubby Checker, exactly. And you people reminisce. They have fun. And these days with all the technology now and advances and audio and this and that, cell phones, blah blah blah, So it's everybody can easy catch on. They start filming, doing the buck parties, doing this and that. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. So it's like it's born again.
That's
Every
great.
time. It's
Born
fresh.
again. Certain songs like that, or you mentioned Chubby Checker. You could throw like Shout, Isley Brothers. Certain songs,
Right. Ozzy Brothers, right.
yeah,
Yep, all that.
they're gonna be around forever. It'll come on at a wedding or a party, and everyone
Right.
will be out doing it. It doesn't matter what 100 years from now, it would still work.
That's
If you ask
right.
me.
Hey, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm glad the Bud is included in that conversation.
We're including it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, it's sort of fun. You've been generous with your time. Sort of final seconds, like just the lasting legacy of go-go music. Like, have you visited that new? I went down and covered the. It was like the DC Go-Go Museum just opened like last year or something. Did you ever been down there yet?
Yeah, I went. Yeah, I went down there. It's not complete yet, but
Yeah.
they're getting it together slowly but surely. And I just want to say, don't miss the 12th because the 12th is going to be live. It's going to be a party. Bring your cell phones. I remember one time you couldn't even record nobody, but now bring your cell phones. Let's have a party, reminisce. We take pictures after the show. So, we'll be selling some EU gear, some shirts. So come on, let's have some fun.
Absolutely. Live.
Live. That's where you get it. Feel better
E-
when it's live.
Live. EU with Sugar Bear at Capital One Hall, Tysons, Virginia, July 12th. Get your tickets now.
Right.
And then come back again for Bethesda Theater, July 26th.
Oh, appreciate that. That's right.
Yeah.
Live tickets are selling. Come on, y'all. Let's party. Let's get it in.
If you're in Virginia, come on up to Tysons Capital
Virginia,
One. You're in
whole
Maryland,
DMV.
hit
Everybody's
Bethesda.
invited.
Yeah.
Everybody's invited.
Everybody.
The
Come
whole
on out.
DMV. Let's go. Let's party.
Let's party with one of the legends of our area's music. You put our music on the map, so come pay him back. Celebrate this great go-go music.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Hey, thank you so much for taking so much time out for us. I appreciate it, Sugar Bear.
I appreciate you. Thanks for having me, man. Thank you.
All right. Be
Have
well.
a great day and stay cool.
You too. And go Wizards. I know you're a Lakers fan, but go Wizards.
No, I cheer for the Wizards as well, but not all the time. But I do. I do. Really, I do.
Only if they're not playing the Lakers, right?
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.